Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to discuss the Templar changes from the Scalebreaker DLC. I'm Alcast from alcasthq.com. Make sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you always get notified when I upload content. So we are on the Scalebreaker public test server at the moment. And this is week 2, so we will be checking out the week 1 and week 2 notes. And please keep in mind, there was a lot of changes to abilities and skills in general, not only to Templar. So when you look at AoE damage reduction, it didn't only hit Templars, but also other classes. Because Sauce is doing some sort of skill audit, they're trying to bring in line most skills with each other. Which can be good and bad at the same time, I guess. But we will see where this goes to. Now, let's check out the changes. Punching Strikes reduce the base cost of this ability and morphs to 2700. Biting Jabs retains the 15% reduction. Stamina abilities in general, I think, are cheaper than Magicka abilities, just as a baseline. Not sure why, but I guess they would be too expensive otherwise. That's another big problem they probably should take a look at. So yeah, that's nice. It's basically cost reduction, so it will be a little bit cheaper, right? Spear Shards decreased cost of this ability and its morphs to 3000 from 3200. Decrease the damage over time damage of Spear Shards and Luminous Shards by approximately 37% per tick, and Blazing Spear by approximately 42%. So you will see quite a huge damage reduction on the dot. Now, once again, like, you see these things on all classes. They're trying to reduce the damage of, like, from AoE, just overall. So nothing really special. The good thing to take out of here is that it's cheaper, right? So you will have kind of better sustain in the end. Spear Wall increase the duration of minor protection granted from this passive to 6 seconds from 3. So that's actually nice. 3 seconds is kind of short, now it's 6. Way better. Dawn's Wrath. Eclipse. So this ability got basically completely changed, and we will check. This is week 1. In week 2 they already made some further changes. Eclipse reworked. This ability and its morph, so will now envelope your target in a sphere of darkness for 4 seconds, which harms them anytime they use a direct damage attack. Their first attack causes the sphere to hinder them, reducing their movement speed by 30%. Their second attack causes the sphere to tangle them, immobilizing them for 3 seconds, and the last one stuns them for 3 seconds. The effect can occur once every second. Note that the sphere can no longer be CC broken early, but can still be cleansed. Total Dark Morph, renamed this morph to Living Dark. You now envelope yourself in darkness for 4 seconds, which protects you. Basically, anytime an enemy hits you with a direct damage attack, they are immobilized for 3 seconds and you're healed. The heal value has been decreased by approximately 25% compared to the original value, but can now occur every half second rather than every 0.75 seconds. This is very powerful. Obviously, because you will have the bubble constantly on you, especially mostly talking about PvP now, because it just heals for so much, right? And the enemy can't really do anything because it's on you. Unstable core, each time the sphere activates on the attacker, they will take damage. This damage increased based on the stage the sphere is currently in. And we're actually quickly going to check out the week 2 notes. They made some adjustments to it, if I recall correctly. Yes, Living Dark. Reduce the healing from this ability by approximately 55%. The heal will be equal to the first tick of Unstable Core, but can happen twice as frequently, and will allow for overall more effective power if you're constantly attacked. This was the original design, but the heal was incorrectly referencing a much stronger heal, and thus leading to the chaos many of you saw. Oops. That's from the official notes. So it looks like they made some... There was a bug with it, I guess. that got fixed, making it way too strong in the first week, but now it should be fixed. It's still very powerful. Like, this ability is gonna be very, very strong. Looking at the next one, Solar Flare. Increase the damage of this ability and the Dark Flare morph by 4%. Nice. Solar Barrage. Decrease the damage of this morph by approximately 33% per tick. This is AoE portion, so it gets a reduction. It's still very strong because Solar Barrage basically gives you M-power on all your light attacks, and that's just very nice. We actually can... Let me actually check in the game here. This is on the public test server, yeah. While this ability is active, you gain M-power, increasing the damage of your light attacks by 40%. So it's a very powerful ability. It still hits quite hard. So yeah, the damage nerf is fine. Sunfire, cost reduction. The dot damage got slightly increased, but the initial hit decreased. That's fine for me. I actually like both morphs of this skill, so I'm glad they didn't change too much. Backlash, they decreased the healing. This ability still has issues, especially in PvE, where if there's too much incoming damage at once, it will actually not explode at all. It doesn't look like they have fixed this yet, which is really annoying. Cleansing Ritual. So they increased the healing by 95%, that's a lot. And they also increased the cost a little bit. Now, that stuff ticks every 2 seconds instead of every 1 second, but still. And now here, Ritual of Retribution. This morph no longer states it grants additional modifiers to the damage and healing, and instead deals damage for an identical coefficient of the heal. I guess that's fine, but the thing is, again, the healing got increased so much, and if it deals the same damage, in PvP that's very powerful, and in PvE actually, if you're playing a Magic, a Templar healer, or a damage dealer even, like, you will get a lot of AoE damage and healing. So if you have 3-4 Templars, layering this on top of each other, that's a lot of extra healing. Restoring Aura, fix an issue, okay, and then Honor the Dead, another fix. So overall, basically there's just small changes, right, except for the Eclipse change, where they completely reworked the ability. We have to see how powerful it will be, especially in PvP, because it sounds kinda nasty. We will see. Now the one thing to take away from this here is, again, class identity. Templar basically left out again. I mean, nothing changed. I still wish we actually had more morphs available, stamina morphs, as a stamina setup. Because even looking at, like, Backlash, stamina damage dealers usually, like, you rather run, like, the Soul Trap dot now, because it's just stronger, instead of, like, Power of the Light. So it's just gonna be a healer that runs Power of the Light instead. And that's a problem, right? So you could say, okay, we're only using Biting Chaps, but you're probably not even going to use Biting Chaps because Rapid Strikes is stronger. So you basically have a... You basically play the weapon skill lines and not the class. And passives like this here, Burning Light, for example, it will not go off at all on a Stamina Templar, because you literally, if you have time, you need to throw spears. Other than that, it's just not gonna happen, and I still think that's the biggest issue for me personally. Simply, class identity as a Stamina Templar, it's like non-existent. Magic Templar is fine in my opinion, but healing as well, right? Tanking is also a little bit meh, but you can deal with it. So I really hope Sauce will tackle these identity issues maybe the next patch, hopefully, because they're still doing this full audit, so it just takes time. Now, let me know in the comment section below what you actually think about these changes. Do they make sense? Have you actually already tested things? I will keep a close look at the public test server because it's just week 2 at the moment. And there's usually more changes coming the further we go into the public test server. And then hopefully at release we will have some good setups. Like always, Day 1, all the builds, the PvE builds will be updated on the website, don't forget that. PvP builds for battlegrounds and so on will be done throughout the patch, because you actually need to do way more testing for these. If you want to watch a few other Scalebreaker videos, you can check them out here. Make sure to subscribe and don't forget to ring the bell. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye.